Let's go ahead and talk about cones. So the surface area of a cone has a special formula, pi RL plus pi r squared. All this means is that I want to find the area of the circular base plus the area of this wraparound portion, which is basically a sector of a circle that has a radius L. Now, L is a slant height, so again, you can use Pythagorean theorem if you need to, where H and R are like the A and the B, and L is like the C. So you'd be using R squared plus H squared equals L squared inside Pythagorean theorem. And to find the volume of a cone, it's 1/3 area of that circular base times that perpendicular height. Basically, 1/3 pi r squared times h. Just like in a pyramid, if I wanted to pour scoops of cones into my cylinder, it would take exactly 3 cones to fill that cylinder. As long as the base of the cone and the cylinder are the same, so circles of the exact same radius, and the overall height of both shapes is exactly the same. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like when putting into practice. So here we go here. I have a cone. They gave me the diameter of 12, and they gave me that perpendicular height. Bring this all the way down, okay? Notice that this direction here, that is going to be 6. In order to find this one here, because again, I know that this up and down is 8, in order to find this here, I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. Let me go ahead and start with that. So let's just go ahead and call this L. So I have 6 squared plus 8 squared equals L squared. So 36 plus 64 equals L squared. Add them together, I get 100 equals L squared. Therefore, L is 10. So this value right here, that is 10. Okay, so let's go ahead now and begin plugging this into our formulas. Let's go ahead and start out with surface area. So remember, surface area is pi r squared plus pi RL. So pi times the radius, which is 6, squared, plus pi, again times 6, times the L, which we found to be 10. Okay, so this is 36 pi plus 60 pi. I'm going to go ahead and put them together there. We're going to get out 96 pi, and the units are inches squared. So that's my surface area, which means that if I had to paint this cone or wrap this cone, it would take 96 pi square inches of material. Let's say I want to go ahead and go after volume, like how much ice cream I can fit inside my cone. Alrighty, so we have volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times h. So I have 1/3 pi times 6 squared times 8. So 6 squared is 36. 1/3 of 36 is 12. So what I'm really doing is 8 times 12, which is 96 pi. And this is in inches cubed. So as a quick overview, in this question we had to use Pythagorean theorem, knowing that the diameter, half of that will be my radius here. They gave me the up and down height. I had to find the slant height so I could actually find the surface area. After that, plug it straight in and you have your values. Let's take a look at one final question here. They gave me the diameter being 6, and this time they gave me the slant height. What I don't have is this perpendicular height, h. But again, we know that going this direction, I have 3 because it's half of 6. So let's go ahead and again use Pythagorean theorem. So I've been given 3 squared plus h squared equals 5 squared. And yes, just like the previous question, these are Pythagorean triples. If you recognize that term, you are welcome to use a shortcut. Otherwise, just go ahead and use Pythagorean theorem longhand. We've got 9 plus h squared equals 25. subtract to get h squared equals 16, and therefore h is 4. Okay, so this value right here is 4. Let's go ahead and plug them on in. So I have surface area of pi r squared. My r is 3. So pi 3 squared plus pi rl. So pi times 3 times 5. This gets me 9 pi plus 15 pi. So overall here, I have 24 pi millimeters squared. Let's go ahead now and do volume. So volume is 1/3 pi r squared, so 3 squared, times h, and that perpendicular height is 4. So again, notice that finding the volume of a cone is just like finding the volume of a cylinder and then just cutting it in thirds. So we have 3 squared is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 times 4 is 12. So 12 pi millimeters cubed. And that is a pi. Okay. So overall, we've been talking about cones, surface area, and volume. You're using Pythagorean theorem to find missing parts if you're missing something. Then go ahead and put it in your formulas, and you are done.